for you, like where does that when you go to sit down and write? Do you reflect on like your day? Do you reflect on like currently where you are in life? Do you focus on like projecting of what you want life to be? Kind of like what is that process when it comes to writing and how you come up with your content with what you
So yeah, so for this particular project, it's so weird because it feels like it almost wrote itself. Like I never really sat down and said, I'm gonna write a song about this. I'm gonna write a song about this. Like the idea just like kind of came to me and I just went with it. But when I got through a few songs, I realized I was kind of circling around a similar theme. So that's where the shadow aspect thing comes from. That's actually a psychology idea about like the unconscious parts of your personality that you don't really acknowledge because they're kind of less desirable. And so like sometimes they come to the forefront. And so like throughout the project, you might hear me go on a rant about doing some like wild shit, whatever. But that's just me kind of exploring aspects of my personality that maybe I don't like put to the forefront or acknowledge, or that are like deep down that I will probably never like put out into the world, but I know they're there, so I kind of have to keep them down. And so, yeah, I don't know, like the ideas for this project just came from me, like ideas that I've had in my head. One of the main themes of the project is like finding who you are and like, your identity. And so, like in the song "Unholy Matrimony," I talk about uh, essentially I didn't choose it. I'm just married to the music, and that's kind of me like adopting my destiny as a future like rapper or musician or whatever. Because in the song before, 9 to 5, I'm rejecting the whole like idea that you have to work a corporate job, do this 9 to 5, like just that grind. Like I'm gonna end up doing that like in a few months anyway, but I don't really know if that's for me. So like I'm rejecting that idea in that song. And the next song, I'm adopting music as my destiny. So the project's really just about finding out who you are.
So I personally don't believe anybody is supposed to work a 9 to 5.
I agree with that.
I've worked on my whole life for the most part, and they suck. I don't know anyone that works a 9 to 5 that just wakes up and
Loves
says,
it.
"Yes, I'm going to go do a 9 to 5 or 8 to 4 or 6 to 2 in this area." But and one more thing, so like I just like talking to creative people. Like I'm not super creative and like I'm not
not. I think everybody's creative. Not everybody chooses to like harness it. Yeah.
Like she made like a headband hat thing today, and it was like really dope. But it looked really easy, but I could not come close to trying to make something like that and doing it in the way that she did it. So when I say like creative, like arts and crafts is not my thing. Like rapping a present, you don't want me rapping your gift because it will be awful, and I accept that. But
you can learn that. You can learn that.
That's what I tell him all the time.
This doesn't want to wrap gifts at Christmas.
He don't.
I don't. You are 100% right. But I like talking to people, that are creators. And so what I found, and I've done, like I said, I've written, I've rapped, I've done acting, I've been in plays, I've done drama. And a lot of that, and then even with this podcast, for me, it's really an outlet for me to be me. Instead of when you go to your 9 to 5 and you got to be this guy. When you're in school, you got to be this guy or this girl. When you're around certain people, you got to put on a facade or persona of who you are. So do you find Prince Predator is more Evan than the Evan that most people get to know? Or is that a separate person, or like Beyonce as an alter ego from who you actually are?
100%. Yeah, I definitely think it's like the thing you just said about you having to put on a facade, like anywhere you go outside of like maybe your home. Like I think about that all the time. Like I don't know if I wrote a song about that, but yeah, that's something that's always in the back of my head. So yeah, Prince Predator to me is just like me all the way to the max. And so like when this project, I said like that is about kind of finding like my identity and like who I am. The next one that I'm releasing later, that's me like fully harnessing that and just like going all the way with it. So yeah, I agree. That's absolutely what it is.